Sakina Wood. These are two of the alleged victims of Dr. York. Why don't you basically just introduce them, and I'll let you talk.
Okay. Well, the main reason, or the biggest reason that we do have them here today is because of the fact that just them being here is an expression that they want to set the record straight. They want the truth to be known. I can imagine they're a little nervous being the first time on television.
Yeah.
But even with that nervousness, it didn't keep them from coming out to be able to express and tell the world the truth about what they weren't allowed to say in that courtroom. You understand?
Yeah.
What happened to them is that they have been implicated in having been alleged victims. And you had certain ones of the other alleged victims, the minority out of the group, to try to implicate them and say, yeah, they were there, or we saw them, or they were with me. And they're like, no, I wasn't there. Don't try to get me to corroborate your story. And what they came with, a lot of them with, look, there's money involved in this. We just got finished speaking with Jake York, and he said, look, if we came together with this story, we were all going to get hit off. But what they don't realize is that there's more to that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not money that's going directly into your pocket, because the prosecution could care less about what blacks do in their world.
Right.
There's something else involved in it.
Right.
And what happens is they say and tag you with sexual molestation. They're saying that something's wrong with you up here now, so you need counseling. And so in that, we're going to give you money, but that's going to go through your psychiatrist. It ain't going to go in your pocket.
Right.
And that's what a lot of these other alleged victims who haven't stepped forth to tell their true story need to realize.
Okay, well, do you want to let them talk?
Sure. Either one may start and basically give a synopsis of how you got involved in what's going on.
Well,
And your name is?
My name is Sakina Wood.
Okay.
And I'm an alleged victim in this case, and since day one, I stated that nothing, never happened to me. Dr. York never molested me, at all. And, I even, stated that at the trial, that nothing happened, and they still, put me down on papers that something happened to me.
So you were listed in the indictment
Yeah.
as an alleged victim,
Yeah.
and when they called you up, you told them nothing happened.
Yes, that's exactly what I told them, and they still have me down as, they still have him, in jail basically on something that somebody said happened to me when I told them nothing happened to me.
Now, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel horrible because knowing that Mr. York never did nothing to me, that makes me feel horrible because I have to sit here and live with this, knowing the truth.
Have you discussed this with any of the other alleged victims? Have you ever talked to any of the other alleged victims?
What you mean?
That were listed on the indictment along with you. Have you ever talked to any of the other ones that they said were also molested to get a feel from them as to why this may be happening?
On our side, yeah.
Did you talk to some of the other alleged victims to see why they're saying these things?
Well, I didn't personally ask them, why they think, they're saying this.
Okay.
It was really a situation that once they found out through the channels that they weren't going to cooperate with their story, then they just separated. They
were shunned.
Right. They're like, okay, well, you're not cool with us no more. You're not down with us no more. So they basically cut them off.
Now, did the FBI come and talk to you?
No.
Yet she's on the indictment.
The FBI never came and talked to you, but your name is listed on the indictment.
Yes, my name is listed on the indictment.
Now, Ms. Richards, what do you have to add?
I'm also another alleged victim that was in this indictment, and I'm pretty much saying the same thing. Nothing ever happened to me, or nothing, and I keep stressing that in affidavits. I even stood on trial, testified. I'm happily married with 2 kids, still on the line, and it just it makes me upset to keep, hearing that you see a name and everything. It's horrible.
Now, did the FBI come and talk to you?
No, they didn't. They even tried to contact me or nothing. My mother or nobody.
Where do you think that they got you all's names from? Do you think it was a situation where the other alleged victim said, oh, I saw this happen to her, and so then based upon what they said they saw, then they put your name on the indictment as being an alleged victim.
Exactly.
But then after it was said that you were abused, the FBI never came and talked to you to confirm that yes, that's what was.
No.
Exactly right. And
No.
Now, did you all get on the? Did you all talk to? Did you all come on as a defense witness?
Yes. Yes.
So you're listed in the indictment, but it was the defense that called you,
Right.
not the prosecution.
Right.
Yes.
this is what they don't want you to know. They utilize them. They literally use them to beef up the indictment for the grand jury, or for the grand jury to get the indictment. But once the indictment was locked down, then they said, are you all, with it? Even though they didn't speak to neither one of them, but they knew that they weren't going to corroborate the story. So it's like, all right, well, we're not going to even bother with it. We're not going to worry about subpoenaing you. We're not even going to, we could care less whether you have this trial or not.
Out of the, because before it was said that there were 13 alleged victims. Out of the 13 alleged victims, do you know how many are actually still with the prosecution?
Well, what it's coming down to now is that there's possibilities of the fact that they're realizing that what they were told wasn't the truth. They're starting to see that now. You saw, I was there. I saw the, from the closed circuit. I saw witnesses came up there with a lot of heat. They had their scripts already together, what they were supposed to say, and some of them were ridiculous. They ended up getting trapped left and right by the defense because they were given a script to say, here, just say this, and say that you saw her, and say that you saw them. But when it said, cross-examined about certain testimony that they gave, they didn't have no comeback because it wasn't the truth. That's why their stories were always changing.
Let me see if we can take a call. Do we have a caller on the line? Hello? Hello, are you there? Hello? Hello, are you there? We'll try later.
Okay.
But I want to ask them one more question. When you think about what Dr. York has meant to you in your life, what do you have to say?
Well, I have to say that he was basically a teacher, a father figure, that's basically it.
Now, do you feel as though Dr. York abused you mentally in the sense that he tried to totally dictate every aspect of your life, telling you what to do, what not to do, where to go, where you couldn't go, and all of these things, because these things have been alleged as well?
No, Dr. York never dictated my life personally, never told me where to go, nothing like that. So
No, we was free to think or do whatever, we have a brain of our own,
So you all don't seem like robots.
No.
I'm moving on.